What's up everyone, Postmates Paul here. I wanted to give you a quick little update. I just finished a long day. I'm recording by my solar light outside my house because everyone's sleeping. But what ended up happening today was kind of interesting. Let's talk about it. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You won't miss any of my awesome content. And so let's talk about the scam. It's a potential scam. I don't want to use that word too often because I think scam gets thrown around a lot. But this scam is kind of similar to Uber and Lyft drivers, what they experience. And what I experienced was I essentially got to the restaurant. I saw the pickup location was literally right next to it, and when I zoomed in on it, it almost looked like it was in the same parking lot. And I thought, okay, that's kind of weird, but not unheard of. People order food in the parking lot. Maybe someone's working and they can't get out to get something to eat, and they'll call Postmates. No big deal. So I got there and I had to order when I arrived, so I did, no big deal. And once I finished, I hit picked up, and I literally walked to my car and I looked at the address, and it was the address in the same strip mall of businesses right next door to the building I just picked up at. And so I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting. So I'm like looking and I see that it says gate code, and I'm like, gate code, okay, something weird here. So I text the person and I hit nobody available. Now in these scenarios, sometimes mistakes happen. They could have just lived right around the corner or whatever. No big deal. I'll drive it a block or two or even half a mile or so. Not a big deal. So the person basically texts me back, and I can't show their text, unfortunately, because according to the Postmates terms of service, I cannot show off things that happen to me. I can only share things that happen to other people. So I'm not gonna be able to share this. So you're gonna have to take my word for it. I'm gonna paraphrase it. So essentially what happened was I said, hey, it's your Postmates driver. This is not a house. I'm at a business and there's no gate. Where's your real address? So they give me an address, and at that time I had nobody available. It's counting down. And I go in and I basically check on my Google Maps, and it's literally like, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 miles away. It said like 3.6, but sometimes when I actually start driving, the GPS actually autocorrects. So like when it says like how far away is it, it'll be like, oh, 3.6. And then actually like go, okay, let's go. And it goes 4.5. So I was in that pre-stage, it said 3.6. I assume it's gonna be about 4 miles. So the woman basically said, like, the first thing she said was, I sent it to the wrong address. And then she had an emoji like how do you get that emoji that quick? And I thought that was kind of funny. But once I got the right address, I said, whoa, that's pretty far, And she basically just said, I'll tip you, pretty good on the app. And I've heard this so many times, like, I'll tip you on the app, I'll tip you on the app. And really there's no way for me to know. And she's like, I'll tip you $10 if you drive it here. And I was like, how do I know she's going to give me the money? And so it started kind of tripping me out, and I said, I can't do that. I'm GPS locked. That's almost 4 miles away. And I said, I can't do it. And she goes, well, what are you talking about? I'll tip you. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I can't trust this person. And I was like, this happens with Uber and Lyft drivers a lot. They're like, look, I'll just take me here, and they do what's called a short trip. So they want a long trip. They get to a certain point and they go, this isn't the place I wanted to go to. Like, I wanted to go to the one across town, and come on, I'll tip you. So I kind of said, no, I don't want to do that. Sorry if I'm going in and out of focus here. So I said, sorry, I don't want to do that. She said, well, what are you going to do for me? And I was like, you can come pick it up. And she was like, are you going to, and at this point there was like 20 seconds left. And she had asked me like 3 or 4 times. She was kind of pushing me to be like, I don't understand. I was like, you have to contact Postmates. You gave the wrong address. And then finally at the end, she goes like, we'll leave it at the restaurant. At that point, the timer clicked down and I hit no one available. I didn't leave it there at the restaurant because I didn't know how that would work with like billing and all that stuff. And like me saying delivered, she could say it was never delivered. I just didn't know how it would work. So I thought I can get in more trouble that way. So I followed the rules, because once that 5-minute timer runs out, it basically says, dispose or eat the food, basically. So I had a lunch. It was pretty good, but yeah, I posted up on Reddit about it, and I was just like, have you guys ever experienced this before? And someone basically told me, they're like, yeah, I've gone through with that, you did the right thing. And then it became kind of a shouting match, and I just kind of backed out of that Reddit forum post. But they basically let me know that, yeah, you know, this is a scam that does happen sometimes. It's never happened to me before, and I don't think it's as prevalent as the other one, but just know that if anyone tries to get you to drive somewhere that's not, like, Postmates doesn't know you're going to it, just don't do it. Like, be safe. You might be going into a trap or something, but definitely, you know, be smart about that. All right, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Here's my code if you want to start driving for Postmates. If you want to start driving for Postmates, then go ahead and just use my code right here. Or likewise, in every single one of my videos, you can click the link to get signed up using my code, and they'll let you know what the bonus is at the time of signing up. This shows me a ton of support, and you don't have to pay for any monthly Patreon or anything like that. You just get a bonus for doing some deliveries, make some money. It helps me out, and I continue making great content. So thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you on the road.
¿Qué onda, muchacho? Arriba las manos, caballo moreno, penetra tu barrio. Te enseño un rola, cero rock, back frente. Black again, esto es pa' la gente.